What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today's clip from the podcast is an absolute banger. You do not want to miss this. Now, if you've clicked on this video, then you probably know that this is a clip from David Tyree. I had David on the podcast. I'm sure if you follow the NFL, then you know David. He has the most iconic catch in Super Bowl history, the one against the Patriots. He's falling backwards, pinning the ball to his head. We've all seen it. We've seen the pictures. Patriots fans, I'm sorry, but Eli Manning beat you twice in the Super Bowl. I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but a lot of people know David for that catch, but what they don't know are some of the real demons he faced early on in his career. He had problems with alcohol, quite frankly, and marijuana. He opens up about how he used to drink and smoke nearly every day. At one point, he got busted by the cops, and his story is insane. He talks about how one text and a prayer out to God completely changed and honestly saved his life. So if you know David from the Super Bowl, but you don't know the real David Tyree, stick around and watch this clip. As always, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, consider maybe leaving a like. It helps me out a ton. It helps the channel out a ton. And if you really like the video and really like the content that I put out, then consider subscribing. That also helps. Anyways, hope you had a great day. Enjoy the clip.
Of course, I drank every day. I drank a few times a week, smoked every single day because now I got the money. And so and after my rookie year, I think about $10,000 of fines. I'm just Mr. Keep It Real. I'm like, listen, I got the best bud. I might as well start selling it. And after kicking it with my boy Ryan Clark for a little while and for Mardi Gras, I came back, picked up a pound of purple haze. And next thing you know, I'm pulled over, for a broken tail light. And that was my road to Damascus, so to speak. That was my turning point. And that was the first time I actually had a real prayer out to God. And I said, God, all I know is I need you. If you allow me to keep my job, I'd appreciate that too. And it was a pivot point. And I had to make some decisions about who I was going to be. And I certainly could say God rescued.
So did you get busted with the weed or like
Oh,
how did that
yeah,
go down?
yeah, yeah. 100%. They pulled me over. I mean, we was smoking, had a friend, had the best batch ever. That might have took my business. Nah, yeah, I was done, man. I was cooked. I pulled over in Fort Lee, coming off the bridge, coming from Harlem. And I was Mr. Keep It Real. So I was, like I came back, my homies was right back home waiting for me. I'm from Jersey. I didn't move mom downstairs. It was live. It was all the way live. So I was just a wild boy, and that's what you do at 23, 24 years old. You just be yourself. I was authentically being myself to the detriment of the opportunity that sport afforded me, right? It sounds so dumb from the outside. It made perfect sense to me at the time. And and so, yeah, I think that it was almost like being in that jail so I could see the ticker. I wasn't a star. I was a dude who was happy to be actually playing in the National Football League. And I far exceeded my expectations. I was the NFL Special Teams Rookie of the Year. I was the Giants Rookie of the Year. Probably one of the few rookie receivers that had a 100-yard receiving game. And so I kind of was exceeding expectations in that first year, but off the field, my life was completely reckless. And at that moment, that was like, man, that's that blow. And it's like, everything has to change if I want to preserve this opportunity. So actually, the text that I got as I'm coming out of jail was from my wife today, Liala. We weren't married then. And she's like, I'm with child. I'm like, who child you with? I don't know what she's talking about. So I'm stressed out. And then I find out that she's pregnant with our second son. And I just knew things had to change. And, basically over 2 weeks, I went up to see her to get away from the noise, the local failure, hometown hero to loser, and then at that moment, God, it was like dominoes, man. Things just started to move into place. I kind of had the courage to tell her that I would be faithful, even though I wasn't expecting that. And then my aunt invited me to a church, and literally, I just figured, why not? I mean, who am I to turn down a good service right now? And I walked out of there. I never drank again. I never smoked again. And I was married 3 months later. I had a real encounter with the living God, Jesus Christ, and I have been faithfully serving him ever since. And I used to think about what kind of man I could be if I wasn't in prison to alcohol. I used to think about what kind of father I could be if I wasn't imprisoned to my own desires and ambition and being a slave to women. I mean, these are real vices that everybody's dealing with every single day, but really we're a slave to our will. And some people have to figure out how to get free.